Welcome back, everyone, to Nikki and John. I'm John.
And I'm Nikki.
And this is our show. Today we are doing Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. One of my favorite rock opera movies ever. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, then come back and check this podcast out.
Rock opera. I was thinking that, but I wasn't.
This episode is going to be a little different from the previous episodes that you guys have seen. We didn't do any research this time. We're just we're going to wing it.
It's because I love this movie so much, and I love Jack Black, and I feel like he's my spirit animal, and I just adore him, and I want to be like him. And I know there's a lot of fun facts about so many things going into this film, but it's just pretty much cut and dry. Made in 2006, Jack Black, Kyle Gass, pretty much the center of everything. It's such a funny movie. It just says, but it has a good story behind it. You know, I like how far they went with the battle with the devil, and then they got the pick, and then they're like, oh well, it's broken. There's still got to be some juice in it. It was so creative and so out of the box, and I appreciate it for that. I find it's so funny when I
sets up their whole song of this is a tribute song because they couldn't remember the song they played to beat the devil, and so it sets up their whole musical arc of what comes from them starting out, for their albums to come out later on. So I love it because at the end they even comment on that, and they're like, man, what was the song? I don't remember. He was like, it was the greatest song in the world, and they're like, yeah, and then that's when they write the tribute to it because they can't actually remember it. I remember it because I sing along to it when I'm watching the movie. Some of the best songs written in a movie to portray what's happening at that time. It was for example, when he's first breaking into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's like, oh, dug in these bushes, and then he's singing it as he's doing it, and he's like, oh, there's a camera. Hi. There's two vents. Guy was talking the shit, and he's incorporating all those things into it. And Jack Black's delivery is so great. There's so many great little scenes, little things that make it better. Like when he's doing the practicing of the onstage gig, and he just tries to do the power slide, and he breaks Monster Mash, and the way he's pretending to cry and stuff, it's so comical. Even back with near the end again, when they're talking about the devil, and he's like, you could take Cage back to hell with you, and he could be your sex slave. And then he's like, wait, what? He's like, it's the only way. And he says way, really emphasizes it.
Cool whip, cool whip, cool whip, cool whip, cool whip. You're eating hair.
It just little things like that are really funny in this movie. There's not a time that you won't be chuckling or smiling while watching this movie.
You would think that, but I have conversations with people who do not care for this film, and I'm like, why? I didn't even finish it. I'm like, why? It's so funny. I guess not everybody gets it. But that's why I like the workings of both of them together, because they feed off of each other, and it just becomes this fucking epic thing, whether it's an album or a film or a show. It was funny because when the movie came out, my brother had bought the DVD, and he's like, oh, I remember this as a show on HBO. I'm like, no, I don't remember that. He's like, yeah. It was on late night, and it was similar to that, but it was very slower paced, really slow.
Yeah.
But it had the point to it, but I'm glad that they resurrected it and, made it into a film, because I feel like this film is definitely, every time it's on, no matter where it is, I'm like, oh man, Tenacious D, you're going to watch it.
Right? That, yeah. And I mean, and to have as many cameos as they do have in it, that's, that they incorporated so much from the old show into it, with the Sasquatch scene and the guy at the open mic, and right. All those things being from the show, incorporating into the storyline of this, was a lot of fun. Especially he eats the mushrooms, he goes on that psychedelic trip. he's like, this place is juicy. And he goes on the whole, Sasquatch trip. I love how it's flipping back to reality and showing what he's really doing, like going down the river or climbing the tree. And like,
I know, that is like the greatest shit ever. And then he's like,
and he's like giggling like a 5-year-old, like
grabbing the branches as he's going higher. It is the funniest shit. Oh my god.
So I don't understand how anyone wouldn't like this movie. Like, my wife hated Jack Black before this. I brought the movie home. I bought it, hadn't watched it, just bought it, brought it home.
Yeah.
Said we're watching this tonight. She was like, Jack Black. I'm like, give it a try. I put it in. Not 10 minutes into the movie, she's like, this is really good. And by the end of the movie, she's like, this was awesome. She's like, I have a newfound love for Jack Black, at least.
It's one of those movies.
For this character.
It's just how I was in the theaters and I saw the preview for the Foo Fighters, the Studio 666. Is that what it's called? Their version of that.
Yep.
And I saw that. I'm like, that is going to be so bad. Like, it just looked terrible. And I watched it. I'm like, damn, this completely. I was like, this was pretty good. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it's not bad. I'm like, no, this is good. I'd watch it again. It's like that. It has that like dark, sinister humor to it, and it's so funny. Yeah. I don't know. I guess
it's funny that you said that about the Foo Fighters movie, because Dave Grohl is the one who plays the devil of the end of Pick a Destiny, which is just awesome. I mean, and then Dave Grohl had played with Tenacious D quite a bit. He played on their album. He played a lot of drum tracks and some guitar tracks and stuff. So like they said, they're trying to get cameos of people that had cameoed before or done things with them before. But incorporating him as the devil was just fantastic. And in an interview, he's like, this is probably my only movie debut. And I'm thinking, as I'm watching it, I'm like, no, it's not. But for now it is.
Right.
But in the future, you are going to be in another movie, and it's going to be a Foo Fighters movie, and it's going to be equally as good.
Yeah, I mean, he's so talented, and I love that. That's how it all mixes in. When you get like all those, and they're not just talented; those people are legendary. You know, like Jack, Kyle, Dave. You know, and there is a documentary. I have not seen it yet because you can only watch it on like one certain app, which pisses me off. But there is a documentary. I think it's called "What Drives Us," and Dave Grohl made it, and even Ringo Starr's in it. It's about, I guess, like life on the road. I haven't seen it because, like I said, it's only available on this one app.
I'm gonna look for it now. I did not know about this.
Really? Okay. Well, if you find it, oh my God, please tell me about it. I don't care if I have to rent it. I'm just not downloading this fucking another streaming app.
Right? Yeah. Just to watch one thing. Like, there's gotta be another way.
But it has. I once I saw Ringo. I mean, there's other people in it, but I love the Beatles, and I'm like, oh my God, Ringo Starr's in this. I gotta watch this. You know, I gotta find it somehow.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. But anyway, back to the D.
Back to the D. I don't know. Like, this movie's always fun. It doesn't matter. Like, I've watched it numerous times, and it's fun every time. And knowing the songs, you get to have fun singing along. Like when he first meets Kyle, and Kyle's playing Sebastian Bach, and he starts singing along to it. Oh, that scene is so awesome. And Jack Black is he's a great entertainer. He's a great singer. He has a good voice, but he's funny at the same time, but very serious. So
he knows how to work it.
You're chuckling, but you're like, man, he's rocking it.
That's impressive. It's like,
you know?
No, yeah, he knows how to work it. That's what makes him so amazing and so iconic, and he's so legendary because he knows how to work the crowd. He knows how to set the mood. You know, he knows how to do it. Like he must be like some sort of empath where it's like, I push all of my good energy upon you. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel he is, and that's why I feel like he's like, we're not worthy. You know.
That was another thing I forgot to talk about the other day when we were talking about Wayne's World, but that's all for another day. But like Yeah, like the scene where he's like, he's envisioning him having the pick around his neck and what they're gonna do on stage, and then he like, but his head blows. He's like, I didn't mean to blow your mind, sorry. And like it's the comicalness of it, but it's like he's really singing. It's really good music too. Like not even just the singing, the music, the guitars, like everything is good.
Yeah.
Which means they put a lot of work into this, and I know that they went through multiple scripts for years before they came out with this one. And I think they said it was like 6 or 7 different scripts over like 6 years that they finally agreed that this one was the right one, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah. And it was so it was surprising to me because I really look up to Jack. I really do. I find him to be he always pulls me out of a bad mood. That's what he's just such a force to be reckoned with. So when I was reading on things for this film, and it had said where after he was doing Nacho Libre and all these films, and he's like, man, he felt so defeated, and he's like, I can't do it anymore. But he went on to do other things, and he didn't stop, which I like because he just keeps going and he kills it. Like I don't care. Like yes, he has small parts, but he doesn't he brings it. Hello, are you blind? Or
right? like in the movie Orange County, for example, his role isn't really a big role, but every time he's on the screen, that's you're like, okay, I'm focused on you.
But that's the thing. Everybody talks about Orange County, only brings up his part.
Right.
Has anybody never brought up his part while talking about that movie? No. Never in where I've witnessed.
Right.
So,
because he is a pivotal character in it, whether he gets a lot of screen time or not. He's a major, and he's a scene stealer,
Yeah.
He steals the stage every time you see him on there.
Yeah.
Almost anything he does.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw him in Mario playing Bowser. I know it's voice acting, but he did great, and the movie was awesome.
Yeah,
it fun.
I want to if I see that movie, I want to play Nintendo so bad, and I have to hook up all this shit, and I can only play for 10 minutes because I'm old and I have carpal tunnel. Pisses me off. I'm gonna kick Jack Black's
and he even does a song in that too.
I bet there is. Everything he does turn more towards music, which is amazing. He had this thing, Jablinski Games on YouTube for a while, where he would game or he wouldn't game, or he would just do quick videos, and they were the best ever. And I don't think he does it anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Everyone gets busy. But I was just like, I don't know, certain people, it's like, wow. If I met him, I'd probably be like, he'd be like, are you concentrated? This girl's gonna have a shit right here. Goodbye. I'd be like, I'd fucking blow it.
You would make a funny moment out of it, which would just make you break character and laugh. I imagine when he's on set and they're trying to film, it might be kind of hard to get through it sometimes because he's probably just nonstop.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want any type of fame. I'd want a cool crowd for our podcast. But I think that would just be such a wretched fucking life.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go anywhere or do anything. I'd be like, yeah, it's cool every now and then, but it would just be such a drag all the time to go out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know that. You can keep all that.
I mean, that's why you always see celebrities wearing hats and then wearing them right down low and sunglasses trying to conceal their face so that they're not noticed anywhere they go. I think Jack Black's the type of guy that just walks around and be like, I don't care. Okay.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's the thing. If I saw him out and I'd be like, oh man, I really want to go up to him, but I'm not going to be that person. I'll just sit here and stare Norman Bates in Psycho. He'll probably so much better, right? No, I'd be like Garth and he'd be like, that girl has issues. Let me stand over here. But I bet every celebrity was so happy when COVID hit because masks were mandatory, so they had masks with hat. You only saw this. They probably could have. They're like, oh, finally,
Oh, I can finally go out again.
And
then everything's shut down. You can't go anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Shit.
The fuck kind of times are we living in? It's so strange, man, right? So, as far as everything goes, I think we gushed and we fangirled over this film, and I think it's amazing between the writing, the songs, the people in the films. It's really, I think it's absolutely amazing. So, if you want to do scoring,
Yeah, let's score it. I love this movie, and I'll continuously always put it in, even with the small little, there might be like a plot hole here and there, whatever. You overlook it because you're just having fun. It's a fun movie. You kind of get caught up in the songs and the rockness of it. So I'm gonna give it a 4.4.
Damn, John.
Yeah.
Hello, we are Tenacious Destiny because I gave it a 4.4 as well.
The first time we have ever scored anything the exact same.
Tenacious Destiny.
And if you haven't seen this, gotta see it. I swear, every scene is iconic. Every scene is funny. Every line said in it just rotates to something else that's funny. Like the "I love you, pumpkin," and when the wig comes off. There's so many great moments in this movie that I would literally just have to tell you every goddamn scene in order to go through how many great moments there are in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's always, like, I'm not a huge fan of Meatloaf, but he's in the beginning of the movie. He does a great job. I don't know, some of his songs weren't my thing, but he does a good job. He's very powerful, and I'm like, okay, that's a dad I don't want to fuck with. You know what I mean? And then you have the Dio, and then you have
the fun thing about that is that it's the first time he sang in a movie or a show or anything, I think, in the span of like 8 years. It was the first time that he had sung in something again.
Right, he had taken a break of some sort, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other kid who plays little JB, Troy Gentile, he is the best. That you couldn't pick a better kid to play Jack Black because his facial expressions. He also played little Jack Black or younger Jack Black in I think 2 other films, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, somebody knew that kid like could be perfect for that. But even on the Goldbergs, he's so funny. But I was just like, man, that kid was spot on for Jack Black. He's like his facial expression is like fucking amazing. I'm like, all right, I see that. Yeah.
And I mean that opening song is great,
Yeah.
A long ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo.
Yeah.
Like, just straight from the get-go, you're like, oh, they're cursing and everything. This is awesome.
I know. And you're like, oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, okay. Oh man, it's over, But it's definitely, I highly recommend it. Couldn't so much praise to the genius that goes behind it. If you haven't heard anything from Tenacious D, they have amazing albums. If you buy their first album and you happen to see it on vinyl with a record, if you play it backwards, it says donkey crap.
Really? Wow. Okay, I have the first album, but I only have it on CD, so.
Well, I think there used to be. Remember how you could, like, if you pressed your finger to like the corner of the button, you gotta rewind it or fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that hurts it. You could try it that way.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube somewhere, I'm sure. Like, Donkey Crap did Tenacious D. It's like 3 seconds, and it's like Donkey Crap.
I'm definitely gonna look that up for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just stupid fun facts, with all the stupid things, but whatever. It so goes down in history, man. It's like the legend.
I mean, Dave Grohl being in it is legendary. Yeah, anything Dave Grohl touches is gold. So
he's just so cool. You just look at him and go, oh man, like I don't know, he's just so cool. You just want to hug him and just like I want to be like a monkey on his back. Wasn't that one of their songs?
Monkey Wrench.
Well, something like that. But it was like, oh, okay, but yeah, I'm too big. If I like lose a little bit more weight, maybe I'll just be your backpack.
Oh my God, guys! So I think this ends our first year of our show. This is season 1. We're gonna take a break for a little while, but when we come back, we're gonna do some stuff through the summer to kind of get you through the summer. But we're not gonna focus too much on movies as much. We're gonna have some fun for the summer. But then when we do come back with movies, we're gonna come back really strong and really hard. And I hope you all come back to check it out. And we're gonna start it off with a bang. It's gonna be a 2-parter because we're gonna come back with Wayne's World 1 and 2, and we have a lot of fun stuff in store for you guys. So I hope that you all continue to watch our show. Check us out throughout the summer as we put out some fun stuff.
Not sure what to call it yet, but we're just gonna be rambling.
We'll come back with movies, and we'll be right back at it.
Yep, maybe some movies here and there, because I swear, if there is not another good horror film if we get to December and we pass like the Halloween season and I have not seen a decent horror film, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Me as well.
So disappointed.
And we do know there's a lot coming out. We just don't know if they're going to be any good.
we need something. Like, I need something to scare the poop out of me. Anyway.
So please, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment. Let us know what's going on with you guys, and we're gonna have fun this summer. All right.
We're gonna try to do a lot of Instagram live, so catch us there. Follow us on Instagram, and if you have a question, maybe we'll have you dive in on what we're talking about.
That's right. Guests are always welcome. So until next time, guys.
Bye.